Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Today we'll start with lecture number 4. I hope you all remember what we have discussed in lecture number 3. We have discussed the definition of GIS. Okay, so either you are attending online. Either I'll turn off camera so that I'll save my bandwidth. I hope PPT is visible to all or it is gone. PPT is not visible. Just a second, student slide is not visible. Check it once again. Is it visible? Online में visible नहीं है ना PPT? PPT visible था online में? Okay, so yes, now PPT is visible. Okay, so let me start with the lecture. Okay, so today we are going to see lecture number 4. I hope. Okay, mic on है ना? Student, do you online student? Do you feel there is echo in the voice? अभी मत करो, रुको. अभी लेक्चर के बाद थोड़ा एंड होगा ना तभी करना. डिस्टर्ब होता है बहुत. The problem is. So let me go to second slide. Yes, what we have seen in the last class. You all remember what we have discussed in last class? Very good. As expected. ऑफलाइन वालों को याद है तो ऑनलाइन वालों से क्या ही पूछना है. I am asking that. Do you all remember that previous lecture what we have studied? Last lecture में भी यही बोलने वाले हो सिर्फ GIS. Okay, so we have seen the definition of GIS. How many steps are there in GIS definition? 4 steps. Okay, what are the 4 steps? Yes, those are online. They should also answer. Now I can see more offline. एग्जाम में यही लिखे. बाकी लोगों को बताओ. How many steps are there in GIS definition? Don't tell. Yes, those are online. Please tell me how many steps are there in GIS definition. 4 steps. First is data capture and preparation, then data manipulation and analysis, then data. Second step is data management, third is manipulation analysis, and fourth is data representation. Okay, so these are the 4 steps using which we define GIS. Then we have seen these differences, means what are the various steps, how it is being performed with the help of 2 events, El Nino and La Nina events. Okay, so what are these events? What are they? Any idea? What is El Nino and La Nina events? Yes. So online student, they have also answered. Good. Aditi, Vishal, and Sophia. Yes, El Nino, La Nina events, where it is happening. Huh? Where that event happens? हम लोग ऑनलाइन थे ना, प्रीवियस लेक्चर में नहीं थे. वेरी गुड. ऑनलाइन ऑनलाइन में कितने ऑनलाइन रहते हो पता है. मुझे कुछ तो याद आ रहा है. यस, तो याद है क्या वो वीडियो दिखाया था वेयर विंड स्पीड सी सरफेस. ओके, सो that is your El Nino and La Nina events that are happening in the sea, because the sea temperature, it is different at different places. So in one part of the globe there is drought, and on the other part of the globe there is storms and flood. Okay, so these are the two different extreme cases happening at the same time. So that is because of this El Nino and La Nina. These are actually called as these events, but what is the reason? Okay, so people are studying because if we study our Earth, then we'll be able to be better prepared. We can predict that when the next El Nino La Nina event can happen and how dangerous it is. Now, you must have heard that many a times. You can heard in news that there is a cyclone in Bay of Bengal, right? Bay of Bengal में cyclone आता ना बहुत. So people are studying it earlier only. They are able to find out that yes, why it's happening, where it is originating, what will be the direction of the wind, and then where it will hit the coastal areas and what kind of protection they should take. So all these are important to save the life of people. Okay, then we have studied GIS system, GIS science, and GIS applications. I have asked you one question. आज कोई तो मिसिंग है ना. हर्षद इज मिसिंग ना. हार्दिक हाँ, खाली खाली लग रहा है ना उसके बिना क्लास. वो आ जाता तो क्लास बराबर हो जाता. इज ही ऑनलाइन में भी नहीं है. ओके, सो yes, I have asked you one simple question, that QGIS, can we call it a GIS system? Yes. Why or why not? Yes or no, or why not? Can anyone answer? I told you all to think and answer in the next class. Okay, so reason नहीं, अभी ये क्लास में आंसर करना है, not next class. Last class I have told you to answer in the next class. Means this class you have to answer. Okay, so what do you thought? मतलब क्या सोचा तुम लोगों ने उसके? कुछ सोचा ही नहीं. वीकेंड, सैटरडे संडे मजे किए. वीकेंड इतना टेंशन नहीं लेते हो तुम लोग, पता है मुझे. वीकेंड से भी लेक्चर की टेंशन नहीं. So see, we cannot call QGIS as a GIS system. That's one reason. See, when we are performing practical, so at that time we are actually having the data sets and we are working on it. Okay, so we are not capturing the data by using different sensors. If we are capturing, then storing, then doing the analysis and representing, then we say it's a complete GIS system. Okay, but in QGIS practicals, what we'll be doing, we'll be downloading some data sets and we'll be performing, means we'll be storing it, doing some kind of analysis and doing the representation. That's why we say it's a GIS application, but it's not a complete system because we are not capturing. Capturing कैसे होता है data? Using different sensors or manually entering the data, from maps we are drawing the data. So that is your entire capturing step. So we will not be doing capturing because capturing करना है तो we have to go to field and वहाँ पे जाके हमको survey करना पड़ेगा, which is very not possible. Okay. So whatever is existing, and why this data is existing, because people are doing lot of research. So they have suppose gone, they have captured the data of various places, and suppose they have gone to level 10. So whatever data they have captured in level 1, level 2, they are just posting it free on internet. So if you see GitHub, there's lots of data which is being lying. So suppose there may be, if you download any data set, there may be a 5,000, 10,000 records. Okay, that much huge data set is already present, and data is of different types, different formats. Some maps may be present, data may be present in different, it may be your images, it may be your road maps, it may be street maps, railway tracks, line, point, any type of data is present. We have to just do the formatting. Okay, that's why we don't say that QGIS is entire GIS system. That's because capturing part we are not doing. Okay, other all 3 steps we are performing. Okay, I hope it's clear. Yes, students, online students, is it clear to all? Now, last we have studied spatial data and geo information. So what is mean by data? What is mean by information? And why it is being called, that we have studied. Now, we will see the key components of data quality parameters. Okay, so data quality, why it's important to have data quality, because if you are doing research, then the data should have the quality, it should have the precision. What are the key components? There has to be positional accuracy. That means both vertical, horizontal, or both the latitude, longitude, it should be very much clear. Then only we will say that the data is having positional accuracy. Otherwise, later on, if we go on doing our calculation, and you will see that the maps are displayed wrong, or the conclusion that we draw that may be wrong. Like suppose we are finding out the average temperature. Okay, so it may show that the average temperature is 23, and if you are feeling hot, then we will not believe on that data. Okay, so previously it used to happen like, see, there will be a prediction of heavy rains, and then you will see that there is no rainfall at all. You will carry the umbrella and no rainfall. And whenever there is no weather prediction, and suddenly it will start raining and will be completely wet. Then pehle ऐसा होता था ना, but nowadays weather prediction has become much more accurate. So if there is a prediction that it will rain, then better you carry umbrella, because definitely it will rain. Okay. Now, temporal data accuracy. What is mean by temporal data? Temporal data means the data should be up to date. Okay, it should not be the old data. Whatever data we are getting, that has to be accurate, that has to be complete with respect to time, and that should be up to date. Okay, then comes the lineage. That means the history of the data, including sources. We should get the complete history, that from where the data is being collected, in what circumstances the data may be collected is also important, but the entire history of when the data is being collected. So with every data, we should have the date and time, because whatever, suppose it is showing 23 degrees, so that may be the temperature of yesterday. Today it may not be valid. The temperature may be high or low. Okay, so yesterday's temperature is not useful to us. We should get the temperature what is present today. Okay, that's why the history of the data should be there, from which sources we have collected, and completeness. Okay, completeness means the data should be complete. Whatever data is being provided, it should have all the information. Okay, if some information is there, some information is not there, then also we cannot do any kind of analysis. We cannot use it in our applications. Okay, so these are some of the parameters. Then your logical consistency. That means the data has to have logical accuracy. Okay, what is logical accuracy? Can anyone think what is meant by logical accuracy? Logical accuracy. Something, if it's missing, then also our data may go wrong. Okay, logical accuracy, it means that, see, suppose I am moving, I am going from, say, trains ka route le lo. If you are going from Panvel to CST, so what comes to your left and what comes to your right, that should not be mismatched. Otherwise, your logical accuracy will not be there. Okay, that left and right, Okay, top, bottom, that should not go wrong. That is your logical accuracy. Okay, so the data should be logically structured. This is one example. There can be many examples. What is bigger, what is smaller. So that logically also it should be correct. What comes first and what comes next, that also should be correct. Okay, so data accuracy. Then what are the reasons that these may go wrong? First of all, the sources, such as we take the data from official sources like your map. You know that Geological Survey of India is a government department who is continuously collecting the data. Same way ISRI is continuously working towards the GIS data of the whole world. Okay, so if you visit the site of ISRI, isri.com, you will see lot many information, and their information it keeps on updating. They have conferences from time to time where they give lots of information about what are the new products that they are going to launch, or they are working on new products which will be coming up next. And they can even, you can also think of some projects which will actually enhance user experience. You like simple example is, see, you were going on the roads. Okay, there's one story which I've studied recently. CEO of Google, you all know. Okay, so he was one day, he was traveling. Okay, he wanted to go to a party. Wife already reached. He also wanted to go to that party. And then what happened is he lost his way, and instead of 8 o'clock, he reached at 10 o'clock. By the time the party was over, food was finished, and he has to come back without eating. Wife was angry, all fight, and then there was a lot of fight, and wife said that now you go out, okay, out of the house. And then finally what he has to do, he has to pack his bag and go to the office. And he stayed a whole night in the office, and in the office he realized that if this can happen to me, okay, then this can happen to anyone. People may go here or there, they may lose the track. And then he called a team of 20 people, and then he asked them, can we solve this problem? Okay, this is the problem of common people. Okay, can we solve it? And what they thought is, yes, how can we solve it? Then they came up with the idea of Google Maps. And slowly now you all know that there are 1 billion people who are using Google Maps. Okay, so this much usage is there. People, when initially it came, at the time people didn't thought that they will be using it so much. But now if you want to go to a simple छोटा सा भी ट्रैक होता है, आजकल ऑटो वाले ही बोलते हैं मैम गूगल मैप लगा लो, we will find out. इधर इतना सिंपल हो गया है, even they are using Google Maps, right? ऑटो वाले भी यूज करने लगे हैं. वो लोग भी बोलते हैं कि आपको पता नहीं है लोकेशन, कोई बात नहीं, गूगल मैप लगा लो, एंड देन आई विल टेक यू टू दैट प्लेस. So that much useful. That's why these all innovations, where it come from, innovations कहाँ से आते हैं? हाँ, problem. If a person faces a problem, then the person should try to solve that particular problem. So if they try to solve, then only innovations come. Even you know that big companies, they are calling their employees, and they are asking that you take a simple problem and give us whatever solution that is possible. If you feel that yes, this solution is means क्या बोलते हैं, सबसे flop idea. Okay, give us an idea that is completely flop idea. Okay, so they call their employees, or the ऐसे मतलब failed, give me some failed solution. Even the Tatas, they are also asking for that. Initially they are working in between about for a project, and they were calling each and every means they were asking their employees to give all ideas which they believe that yes, this is a totally flop idea and this will definitely fail. ऐसे ideas दो, because innovation वहीं से आते हैं. If you ask us a simple, मतलब if you give us a problem and you ask us a solution, so faculties कैसे करेंगे? What is possible, that only they will give. Okay, but if we give it to student, then they can think of anything. Okay, so that way the company wants that innovation will happen only if people will start thinking what is not possible. So what is not possible today may be possible in future. Right? People are अभी आपके तो Google के कितने applications हैं, and they all applications are based on some problem. Okay, like if you see a small, if you go to a particular location and you go to a particular shop, Okay, and you purchase a t-shirt. So if you take a t-shirt, the shopkeeper is saying 1000 rupees. So if you quickly open what? Google, and Google प्रोडक्ट का नाम क्या है? If suppose the person is saying that the t-shirt is for 1000 rupees, okay, so what will you open quickly? Which product? गूगल के आगे क्या है? नहीं गूगल वर्ड करेक्ट है, उसके आगे का वर्ड बताओ. गूगल लेंस. गूगल लेंस. ओके, तो गूगल लेंस मोबाइल पे भी है ना. गूगल लेंस ओपन करो, जस्ट स्कैन दैट टी शर्ट एंड देन इट विल शो यू व्हाट विल बी द प्राइस ऑफ दैट टी शर्ट. ओके, अमेजोन पे उसका क्या प्राइस होगा? हाँ, गूगल लेंस. ओके, तो प्रोडक्ट का क्या प्राइस होगा, फिर वो प्रोडक्ट कहाँ कहाँ अवेलेबल है, नीचे आपको वो लोकेशन वाइज, इफ योर लोकेशन इज ऑन देन इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली शो दैट विच शॉप it is available and what will be the price on those shops. So you will get a relative comparison and then you can think of purchasing. Okay, so all these are possible. Google के इतने products आ रहे हैं, they keep on thinking and they are trying to solve the problem of real people. That's why the products are so accepted. Okay, जैसे कोई नया प्रोडक्ट आता है, people are quickly accepting it. Common में people are quickly accepting. That's because they are trying to solve the problem of real people. Okay, so what is the sources of data? Yes, what reason when? Yeah, मेरा mic on है ना? Yes. Okay, so I hope this is clear that sources, we take the topographic sources, maps, then we see the quality of the data, because later on this quality also matters, and then we go for all the data is stored in the database and we have to have the quality. We should have the means compatibility. Then we are having the topographic databases, natural source databases that contain all different types of data. And because initially if the data is stored, then later on if it is not having the proper location or the topography is not correct or the quality is not there, then the data becomes useless. Okay, so later on what happens, there may be some kind of errors when we are collecting the data. Okay, there may be errors when we are representing the data, there may be errors when we are doing some kind of manipulation, analysis and all, and then sometimes the application also gives some kind of, introduces some kind of error just because of some approximation which is being done, or some we are transforming from one coordinate system to another. So CRS we are changing. Okay, so coordinate reference system, and then the errors are introduced. Okay, I have given, I told you last class also one example. Do you remember? इसका एक example दिया था ना मैंने, किसी को याद है? That if the data, if one data is in one CRS, another data is in another CRS. Okay, if you try to put one on other, then what will happen? Yes, what will happen? No one remember? सिंपल सा एग्जांपल दिया था, एरर्स हो गए ना डेटा में, या फिर वन द डेटा वन मीन सपोज यू पुट वन लेयर ऑफ one CRS, another layer of another CRS, what will happen? क्या होगा? याद नहीं है किसी को भी? नहीं, अभी मैं बोलूंगी ना एक वर्ड तो सबको याद आ जाएगा. दैट मैप विल डिसअपियर. बोला था ना मैंने लास्ट टाइम भी कि दैट if one map is in one CRS, another is in another CRS, then the map will completely disappear because it doesn't understand what to show. So map will disappear. अभी याद है ना? Okay, so what is real world? Yes, real world and its representation. Online students है कि नहीं मेरे साथ? System. Yes, online students. Are you all with me? Yes, have you all understood up till this? Two topics that I have discussed. Can anyone tell me which two topics I have discussed? Yes, one simple question for online students. Can you tell me which two topics we have covered till now? Which two topics we have covered? Huh? Um, yes, I think my chat box is not getting refreshed. But if you know the answer, then please put it in the chat box quickly. Yes, please put yes, data quality, parameters, and what kind of errors may be introduced. Okay, very good. So I hope these two topics are clear to everyone. Now we'll go with the real world and its representation. Okay, so real world, in the real world, there are so many phenomena, isn't it? So GIS, what we are doing using GIS, there will be various tools using which we have to represent the real world, because then in the real world we are having so many phenomena. We have temperature, pressure, okay, there may be roads, railways, all this information needs to be captured if you want to perform any kind of study. So what we can do using GIS, we can represent the real world. Okay, so that's why, but we have to find out some model using which we will be representing the real world. So we have to create model. What kind of phenomena we have to capture, we have to first think, and for that we have to create a model so that we'll be able to represent it on the map. Okay, but our real world, it's very complicated. There are so many features and phenomena that as much as you capture, but we will not get the entire real world. We will not be able to get the entire feature of the real world. Okay, but some system we have to do. So what we have to do? We have to create models, or we have to do the modeling. Yes. Okay, so what is mean by modeling? Yes, what is mean by modeling? See, we are actually finding out different ways in which different phenomena, different meanings can be represented. Okay, and for each phenomena, we have to find out what kind of element we'll be using for GIS. Okay, that's why modeling, or we have to think of the models that we will be able to create. So some common characteristics we have to capture. So like suppose we are displaying first of all how much detail of the map we are representing. So if suppose there are shops, okay, so whether we should represent it as a point or we should draw the exact shape of the shop, that we can think depending on what is the precision of our map and which phenomena we are capturing, what kind of representation. If it's a large scale map, then we'll be representing it as point. But if suppose it's the map of one small area, then we have to represent it as a square boxes or as triangle, or we have to actually take the boundaries and we have to represent the shops or buildings or malls. But if it's a large area map, then we can actually represent it. Very good. Okay, just a minute, student. I'll share my PPT. Yes, I hope my PPT is visible now. Okay, so we can think of various characteristics and we can think of how we are going to represent it by creating a model for the real world. Okay, then yes, modeling types. What are the different model types? See, we can have maps or we can have the databases. What is in the map? Map means we are actually drawing the yes, I hope there is no echo in my voice. Now, what is map? Map is a miniature representation of the real world. And what is a database? Database where we are storing the data in the form of rows and columns, and we are also storing its location. So these are the two ways in which we can represent the real world. Either you create a map or you create a database at the back end. Okay, and then is students, online students, can anyone just respond whether my voice is clear or not? I hope there is no echo in my voice. Yes, thank you, students. Thanks for replying. Okay, so I hope the two methods of representation are clear. Either it can be a map or it can be a database. Okay, so I wanted to show you one video on maps in GIS. Okay, so I'll mute my mic for a few minutes and let me know if it's audible or not in chat box.
GIS, Geographic Information System, is a method of representation that provides its users with an intuitive visualization of information through the use of reference path. GIS is really useful when handling numerous data, as the maps include colors associated with each value that create spatial gradients, which allow for a quick, easy, and dynamic interpretation of many different analytical results simultaneously. GIS also facilitates the adjustment of amendment fertilizer applications to match the demands of the farm, thereby improved nutrient use efficiency, control of evolution, and management of salinity pressure. As one of its many uses, GIS provides tools to make comparisons and observe the changes soil and plant nutrient conditions of a particular area as they evolve over time. This technology complements AQLab's extensive experience in crop nutritional monitoring and control to supply specific crop demand. Through the use of accurate and reliable laboratory analysis, georeference data, and the additional possibility of supplementing these with NDVI maps, AGQ Labs provides the necessary tools for efficient production and maximum crop performance.
So I've shown you one video on what is maps and how it's useful for production. Okay, I hope you have watched the video carefully. Now, what is map? It's the best way to represent the real world. Of course, it's very complicated. Why? Because in the map, all the phenomena that are present in the real world, we cannot represent all the phenomena because there are many phenomena. It's very difficult to capture, and then becomes one more problem is how to store the maps. Okay, how to store the maps, that is again a big problem. That is because if we are storing maps, so we can have only images, satellite images are being captured, they are being stored at different places. Okay, but the best way is if we have a backend database, then the backend database will store the information when and as and when required, it will be converted into a map and it will be represented. So that is better, but every time it's not possible because satellite images are being captured, they are being stored like photos जैसे हम लोग निकालते हैं वैसे ही वो satellite भी photos click करता है, then they are being stored and then they are used for representing various phenomena are being studied, averages are being studied, based on that we can find out some kind of graphical representation which we can create depending on what is happening in present. We can analyze what can happen in future. So every time it's not possible to store it in the database, but it's better that if there is a backend database that is being created and the map is converted into, means database is converted into map when as and when required. So if you do any kind of changes, that will be automatically represented. Okay, so this is a graphical way of representation. Okay, we can have various features. Okay, but we should capture one feature at a time. In every map, we will be able to capture one feature at a time, because in your school days also you have created or used maps. You used to purchase the outline of India or Maharashtra, and then you have to show the geographic location. So it's better that you take one feature, represent it, then you take another feature and you try to represent it, draw it, borders and all. Same way, GIS softwares, they also assume that we should capture at least one feature in one layer. And if we superimpose many layers, we'll be able to get a more realistic picture of the world. Okay. So yes, we can have the primary data, we can have the secondary data. Now, digital maps, they are having more advantages over the paper maps, because in paper maps, if we zoom in, zoom out, that's very difficult. Okay, instead of that, if we are having the digital maps, then the features are very well represented on the screen. But again, there are pros and cons. Why? Because digital map creation, that becomes a big problem, because each and every location has to be created. Suppose we take one particular area and we take out that map, but if we for another area we take out another map, so resolution has to be same, there has to be borders, okay, where the map should be matching, right? If I move from one border to another, it should not happen that the borders are having mismatch. So there are lots of constraints in creating digital map. If you zoom in, then the precision should not be lost. So if the map is having high precision, then only if you zoom in or zoom out, the clarity will be there. Otherwise, the errors may be introduced. Some areas which are inside another area, it may move out of that area. Some points may move out of the area. So all these problems may be there. The biggest problem is how to store all these big digital maps. Okay, that's the biggest problem. But of course, nowadays computer has advanced a lot. Backend storage is also advanced, and quickly we are able to retrieve the maps and display it on the screen. That's why there are lots of advantages, right? Yes. Now, what about databases? What about databases? If suppose we are having digital map, then at the back end we will be having a, if suppose we are having at the back end a database to store the data, then our data will have more accuracy in the back end. The database will be there whenever we want. At that time, we'll be able to convert it into map and display. So if you zoom in, zoom out, then it will be more accurate. Okay, and the adjacency relationship can also be stored in the database, especially the points and all. And there are many advantages, like database, we can have multiple users. Okay, the database supports multiple users. That's why at one time many users can access the same data. Okay. Then they are allowed to make changes, or they are allowed just to read the data, and only one person will be allowed to make changes at a time. But multiple users are allowed on the database. Then we can have number of techniques for storing data and allow for storage optimization. Okay, like if suppose the data is becoming very big, so we can at least remove some digit precision so that our large database can be handled, or we can have various storage optimization technique and then store retrieval techniques. You must have heard about indexing. DBMS में आप लोगों ने indexing पढ़ा है ना? Basically it's on which key, which particular column the indexing is created. Very good. So it's created on the primary key, indexing. Can we create it on the any other key? Indexing. Yeah, primary key is unique and not null. Okay. So can we create a key? Means indexing हम लोग किसी और column पे भी कर सकते हैं क्या? Instead of primary key, by default it is primary key. Okay. Can we create an index on any other key? Yes. Yes, it is. We can. Okay, so if I want to, suppose I'm doing most of the time, I'm searching on my location. Okay, so I can create an index on my location. Then automatically, if there is a search on any particular location, then I can use the secondary index. Okay, the primary index is definitely on the primary key, but the secondary index I can use. So same way, this is one kind of means the database efficiency is improved by creating a secondary index. Okay, and same way storage optimization can be done. If the data is very huge, then the database will be searched very slowly. So slowly जो search होता है ना, उसको थोड़ा fast करने के लिए भी हम लोग कुछ कर सकते हैं, और storage अच्छे से efficiently we can do it using some kind of technique. Okay, storage optimization can be done. Then what else? Databases. What else does it provide? Have you heard about data integrity? Data integrity. What does it mean? Data integrity. It's there in the this. What does it mean by data integrity? Integrity means that wherever the data is stored, we can ensure that it is same at all the places. That is your integrity. Okay. So if suppose at one place we make some changes, then it should be displayed in other places as well. Okay. Nowadays, you all know that data cannot be stored at one place. Okay. There are so many places the data is being stored on the cloud. But when we make changes in one place, automatically after some time it should be reflected in all the places. Simple example is your railway ticket booking or your ticket booking in flights. Okay, railway ticket booking अगर आप करते हो तो क्या होगा, फटाफट टिकट बुकिंग करते हो ना ऑनलाइन, तो बाय द टाइम यू मे सी 30 सीट्स, जैसे ही बुक करने जाओगे वो 10 हो जाता है, या फिर खत्म हो जाता है, या फिर बुक करते करते वेटिंग हो जाता है। ट्रेन का टिकट ऐसे होता है ना, तो वाइट गोस टू वेटिंग बिकॉज दूसरा पर्सन भी तभी बुकिंग कर रहा होता है ना, तो जब उसका रिकॉर्ड कमिट हो जाता है देन यू विल सी अ वेटिंग लिस्ट, इजंट इट? तो ये जो इंटीग्रिटी है ना, अगर ऐसा होगा कि तुम्हारे को 30 दिख रहा है और दूसरे को भी 30 दिख रहा है, एंड देन लेटर ऑन क्या होगा, रेलवे ने दोनों को ही बुकिंग दे दिया, एक ही सीट की दो जनों को बुकिंग दे दी, ऐसा होता है क्या? नहीं होता है ना, बिकॉज दे आर हैविंग गुड फैसिलिटीज फॉर डेटा इंटीग्रिटी, दैट्स व्हाई two persons will not get the booking. Either the person who is faster enough, that person will get the booking, so the other person, it will show that you are now in waiting. Okay, so that's your data integrity. That is includes now query facility. What about the query facility? Whichever way you want, you can query the database. That's the query facility provided by the database. Okay. आजकल लेक्चर की ना 12:15 तक है, 11:15 to 12:15, 12:10 कैसे होगा? आई नो तुम लोग को पूछना ही बेकार है. Why am I asking? नहीं. Okay, what about query facilities? Yes, query. Just like I have said that if suppose we are performing a query on location, okay, so we can create a index on location, and then the query will be faster. Okay, that's the query facility. Okay, and then query optimization can be done. If we perform the same query again and again, then it can be stored on some place and it can be quickly displayed. That is your query optimization. So we will get a faster, okay, way of representing, means accessing the data. Then can RDBMS store and process location information? Yes, so online students. मानसी ने yes बोला तो सबने yes. So yes, online students, what's your reply? Quickly reply. So what's the answer of this? That you can process the location as well. Okay, very good. So please quickly reply this, and I will stop my lecture here. Thank you all. Quickly, all of you reply. Okay. Yes, thank you, students. Yes, I request everyone to reply quickly. Yes, students, please listen. See, for every lecture now there will be one quiz or any activity. Suppose, yes, so if the activity appears, then वो lecture होने के बाद ही वो complete करना, ठीक है? Like lecture 4 का भी हो गया है, so lecture 4 का quiz you have to attend. Okay? I'll post the quiz in the chat box. Means I'll post it in the assignment section. But once your lecture is done, then you have to attempt the quiz. Okay? So students, it's clear to all.